Good morning, everybody. How are we all today? I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to do a little project today that I know it's been done. It's been out there for a long time, but I've never made them. It's a little pocket. I'm going to make them, I think, in two different ways because I saw in one of Gail Agostinelli's recent videos that she made them, or made one quickly just to demonstrate. And then somebody on Instagram had also watched that video and done a little variation. So I think I will try and do both. So the way Gail did them, the original way, and the variation. And the variation comes from a lady on Instagram by the name of I Want a Peacock. And that's all one word, I Want a Peacock. So that's where the variation comes from. So first off, just gluing the fold. Let's start at the beginning. Fold it, take a book page, and for this you want a fairly large book page, so it's a great way to use up those like encyclopedia pages, or you don't want it too thin though, so just be aware if you're using an encyclopedia page, if it's very thin paper, it might not be the right one to use. This is from a book called The Outline of Literature. It's from 1923. And it's not super tall, but it's taller than like your novel, for example. So I've just folded it so that the two sides overlap so we can glue them together. Sorry, I've just had a sip of coffee and it's doing the gurgle down my system. So if you can hear any weird gurgling noises, please do excuse my body while it lets the fluid go down. Oh, what is up with this glue bottle? Where did I put my... Oh, there they are. This is my second one. My first one doesn't do this unless I've not used it for a while or I've left the lid off for a bit too long. But this one seems to like toying with me and not wanting to work. I do believe it is a different brand to my other one, though they're identical to look at. If I remember rightly, this second pin was a little bit better. Don't know why, because I think it's actually the same size, but maybe it's not. Oh, okay. Maybe the problem was last time I cleared it, I didn't actually clear it properly. Maybe that's the problem. Come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah, we've got some hard glue coming out there. That'll just a tiny little oh, I don't even know what to call it. It's just like a grain of sand almost that's dried. Come on, you're still not coming. Come on, don't do this to me. Well, that went down easy. Oops. So why aren't you coming? This is a great... Oh, here we go. Yay. Great start to the video, isn't it? Trying to unclog your glue bottle. Now, if you run into that problem and you're struggling to clear it, take the lid off and go in from underneath, and often that works. I use that as a last resort because then you've got to clean off your needle or whatever you've used because it's got glue all over it. Right, so I've just put a bead of glue down each side so that when we glue them down, like so, it will completely seal up. Just not too close to the edges because you don't want to glue your whole front and back together. And that's the beginning of the pocket. Now I'm going to go ahead and I've got 4 pages here, so I am going to make 4 bases, and I'm hoping to do 2 of each type, so 2 of the original, 2 of the variation, and then I know there's no way we're going to get them all decorated. Hopefully we can get one decorated. I think maybe we can do one. If I work really fast and it all comes together very quickly, then maybe two, but I don't expect to do two. I'm just not that quick when it comes to the decorating. I haven't grabbed anything out, so that's really not going to help make it go fast. So we'll just play. I don't think you need to rush anyway. Crafting shouldn't be about rushing. It should be about enjoying the process, no matter how much or how little one gets done. Right, there we go. And just making sure I'm not gluing them together. Don't mind that picture. Might put that on the outside. This is quite, because it's old paper and it's slightly, I would call satin in texture. It's actually quite soft paper, so when I was trimming up, one of them actually got quite chewed with the craft knife. Ooh, bubble, glue bubble, which is the last one I'll be gluing together here. So tip there, if you're chewing paper with your craft knife, it's not necessarily because the blade is dull, but it could be. Oops, I can't even see the edge of the page. Lift it up a bit so I can see. That's better. It could be the texture of the paper, and to avoid chewing the paper, so like the first time that you cut one, you go, yep, no, that's chewing it, like this bit. It tore a little bit at the top there, and then chewed this bit. If you're using a craft knife, instead of like having it up, lay it flatter, and that will grab some of the newer part of the blade where it's a bit sharper, and it doesn't drag so much on the paper. So hopefully that's a helpful little tidbit for somebody, and that's just through experience. When I did that first cut, started, and I could see it was just dragging the paper and chewing it. It was like, okay, lay the blade down, start slightly lower than where you've chewed, because once it's chewed it's going to keep dragging it because it's already bunched up. So start just below that and then do your cut, and then come back in and trim off the chewed bit. I didn't think it was too bad that I wanted to start again with it. I thought it's, I'll put it on the inside of the seam so it's not too visible. And if it was visible, I wouldn't worry anyway. Just adds to the distressed look. Now I haven't actually distressed these yet, but I don't want to distress these edges anyway. But that was more of a reminder to myself about, do I want to distress these? And yes, I probably do. Okay, put the lid on for now, so we don't have to unclog it again this video. And I'll put my pin away so I don't end up wearing that in part of my anatomy. Oh, it's sticky. Doesn't want to go in the holder. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Pop that away. Right, so from here, decide which way you want it round, because one side's going to have the seam on it and one isn't. And whichever way you do it, part of it's going to be upside down. Okay, so be aware of that. But we're going to decorate and fold it up so that they're kind of like a loose V, but without the gap in the middle. I hope you can see what I mean by that. So where's my little tool here, just to give it a nice crease. There we go. And so what we've got is we've got a pocket here and a pocket here. And we glue that together, decorate it up, and that's a pocket. So you could put that on a page as is, you know, just glue it down is what I mean. So glue it down like this and have your 2 pockets. You could also glue it as a tuck spot. So you could go like in behind here as well, or you could have it as a side pocket in here, or a side pocket on this side, probably this side, so that you don't run into this kind of edge when you're putting something inside. Or you could glue that bit down and have the like a pocket in here as well. I mean, the more I think about it, the more ways there are to vary this than there are cows in the world. You know, almost. So that's the basic premise. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Now it goes down there. And I'm going to put glue here. Not necessary, but I am going to anyway. And then just trying to work out where I'm gluing. So about, kind of got to work out where you need to put the glue. I'll just put a bit down here. Oops, eek. Gluing myself. Right, so there is the original version. Needs decorating up, but that's, so it's really simple. So I'll do another one like that. Which way around do we want it? I might do it this way, then we get this picture on the back, and because they don't have to be glued down, they could just be floating pockets that you either clip in or tuck into another pocket or behind a belly band. You know, you can have pockets inside pockets. It is a thing. Cool. Awesome. Okay, let's glue that one together. Right. So I want to go about there. And about there, give or take. And if you get glue in the wrong place, just rub it off with your finger or a tissue or wet wipe or something. There we go. We have 2 bases. So this one is slightly wider than this one because this is the one that we lost that little edge off. Oh, I lost the little edge off. So there we go. 2 of the original. Now the variation. I've only seen pictures of it on Instagram. So same thing, we fold up as per the other pockets. I don't think this one really matters which way we fold it. So I'm going to fold it this way. So same principle, but this time we don't glue it down. We leave it open, and then you can have your 2 pockets as normal, so pocket here and a pocket here, and then on the inside here you can have further pockets, or you can do writing space, tuck spots, a little belly band. So I Want a Peacock did additional pockets, so that's super cool. And in this case, because we have it opening, you would have it floating so that it can be clipped or held together in a pocket or something, so that it doesn't like just flap open. And you can have writing space on the back or decorate it up. So you would have this one loose. You wouldn't glue this version down. At least that's what I think. I may be wrong, but that's what I think, is that you wouldn't want these to be glued down. So that's the variation. Again, a very simple concept, very easy and quick to do, but super fun. So let's decorate this one, just because it's the last one in my hands. What have we got? Let me just empty out my bag of scraps here and see what we've got to play with. Might as well take all the bits out because, you know, why not? I see a few pink bits here, and I'm going to do a pink collage, so I'm just going to pop those to the side for now. because I will probably put those in my collage. Right, what do I feel in the mood for in terms of style? Some vintagey looking stuff there. Let me just have a wee flick through. I hope you can see what I'm doing. It's a little vintagey. I think I'm tending towards the vintagey by the look of it. If I can find enough bits and pieces. It's maybe not that. That's a misprint. That one. Fine for collage. That bit. So these are all bits of digitals, and I'm sorry I can't tell you where they all came from. They're just random bits and pieces. Bit of wrapping paper. It's a bit shiny though, not really doing the shiny vibe. That might be alright. It's a bit of old children's book page, that might be quite nice. There's a bit of more cardstock, but it's not too thick. We might be able to use that. It's an interesting bit of paper. Here's some brown wrapping paper. That could be quite nice. Bit of map could be nice. Bit of that could be nice. That's a bit out of a flow book. Right, we're probably just about right for options. There's another bit of digital. Right, and then probably some texty, I see maybe this bit of brown paper bag with blue stripes, which is quite nice. Another bit of map. Right, let's see what we want to do with this. Now I need to open back up my project. I think this is very pretty. Oh, gurgle, gurgle. Do hope you can't hear all that. Oops, I didn't quite hear that straight enough, but never mind. It'll be all good. Oh, gurgles. Gosh, I'm sorry, people. Don't know why I'm so googly this morning. Very rude. And it just won't quit. I'm afraid that I might get out a burp, and that would be just mortifying. If it does happen, just like, please excuse it. There's nothing I can do if it just pops out. Right, oh, that's pretty. That's really, really lovely. And it's more botanical. It's interesting. I've pulled out all these neutrals, sort of vintagey vibe, and ended up with something quite botanical. Interesting sometimes how things can go. I'm just wondering, is that big enough? I guess we don't have to have the writing up the right way. Just pop a bit of that. Although this is a flip down one, so we actually want to do the whole thing. So let's just put this on the front for a start. And I'm just going to use the tacky glue. I'm not going to bother with glue stick. I think it will be quite fine just with the tacky glue. The book page is not too light. So there shouldn't be much in the way of wrinkling or warping or anything silly like that. And see how I've just cut this on an angle just to suit the angle of the base of the pocket. Okay, I think I'm going to take a moment to ink around it now, just so I can visualize where it's all kind of heading. So I need to make sure that glue gets right out to the edges. Right, so let's take a moment. We will need to do a thumb notch as well, so I'll have to do that and re-ink. You don't need to do a thumb notch, but I'm thinking I would like to. I don't know if the original or the variation has thumb notches. I honestly can't remember. Didn't take much notice of that fact. But I think it would be quite nice. You could put them in or not, just depending what your preference is. Right, because this is the flip open one, we're doing all the way around the inside, because it will be visible. And then I'm going to do the back as well, because it will be floating. Right, there we go. So I think I'll cover it and then worry about where we want to put additional like focal points. Right, it's got a bit of stamping off on it, but that's all right. We can just use the other side. And I'm going to put writing space on the back, because, you know, why not have some more writing space? Oops. Just trying to line it up with the edge of the pocket. Again, doing it at an angle straight with the bottom of the pocket. It's a nice little scrap there. And then a different angle at the top of the pocket. So don't be tempted to do just a straight rectangle, because you'll have problems making it fit. You do need to kind of, if you're doing like a whole piece like this, you do kind of need to match the angles. If you're collaging it with little bits, then you can just make it fit easy enough where you put your pieces. So this is just packing paper I'm using here. Right, so that's the back covered. So we've got the front and the back, and now we need to do the inside. Now, do I want to collage the whole inside or cover the whole inside, or do a collage that just leaves some of the book page in place? And I'm thinking maybe just do a bit of collaging that still leaves this book page in the back, because it's like 1923, so it's old book. Let's start. I don't like that super straight along the bottom there. It is torn with a ruler, but it's a bit straight for my liking. So I'm going to pop that up there and this down here. Okay, I think I probably should use a glue stick for this. Don't ask me why. But I'm going to. I don't know why sometimes we crafters do things the way we do them. We just kind of, I guess, have an instinct as we go along through experience that one glue or one something or other is better than the other. And I think it's purely experience that as you get used to the tools that you prefer, the tools that you use, or have available, how it works for you, what you do and don't like in terms of mess or your process. Yeah, I think it's just experience, and you learn it as you go along. And so if you're, starting out and afraid to start because you don't know how to do it, you're afraid you'll do it wrong, well, let me tell you first, there is no wrong. There's no right. It's just have fun, play, and as you go along, the more you play, the more you actually subtly learn what you prefer and how you like to do things and what you like the look of, what materials you actually prefer. So if you get a material or a supply and you're not totally in love with it, use it up, but then try something else. Or if you have a friend or something and you're able to use their supplies, if you're having a craft date or something, and you can ask if you can try something they've got to see if you like it better. As you go along, you work out what you prefer, and that changes too, even with experience. As new products come along, or a company no longer makes the product that you like, or whatever, or the shop you normally get it from doesn't sell it anymore. So we're all of us, we're all adjusting as we go along. It's not like you've got your thing sorted and that's it. I like that there. The colours are so similar. This is the vintage children's book page. I think from like a Janet and John book. Something like that. Now I didn't put that. No, I didn't put that over the fold. Awesome. I'm not as in love with this bit, and the other bit's quite boring, the other side. So maybe we'll find something else. Maybe this. This is the rest of the bit that I put on the front, or some of it anyway. And I'm not sure, do I want to put pockets or possibly pockets? And I'm just going to snip that off the side. So I have to think about what I want to use to make the pockets on the inside as well. We could use book page, we could use some cardstock. I am thinking, right, so I'm going to put a pocket down here, down the bottom. I'm going to get rid of this gluey page. I've got this bit that's more cardstocky. We could put that. Do I want crowns? We could put the butterfly. Let's take off that branding strip at the top for a start. No, that's rubbish. It's actually got a bit of a crease in it, which is fine because it's actually wider than what we need. So let's take it down to about there. I do want it straight, so I'm taking the time to line it up on my board. Now I could keep that strip, but it really annoys me. There's quite a crease through there, so I'm going to bin that scrap. I did it. It's quite a deep pocket, but I like that because it's actually going to be upside down when you flip it, like so. Oops, I've got glue all over that. think that's better. Right, and I think I will take a little thumb notch out of that as well. Just a wee one. Ink it up. I don't know whether I'll actually end up keeping, I think it's a moth rather than a butterfly, but I don't know if I'll end up keeping it or whether I'll put something over top. I don't know yet. We shall see. And that's going to cover most of that map, and that's okay. Still got little peeps of the map poking out. It's all about layering, isn't it? Oops, that's not a straight blue line. Never mind. Okay, like so. Okay, before I forget, I should take out the thumb notches if I can. Oh, it was slightly glued together in the middle. This is the one I did last, isn't it? And I didn't double check. There we go. Crisis averted. Okay, can we get this? Ooh, I don't know if it's going to be in the middle, but let's... Oh, not too bad. Okay, and this one, a bit tricky, but it's doable. Of course, I could use a smaller punch, and it would be a lot easier, but I got it done. Not perfect, but I got it done, and that's all that counts. Right, so let's just ink up the back of that. Now a little thumb notch there. Thumb notch there. And the back of the pocket. Right, okay. So we've got a pocket to fill here. Now at the top here, I'm tempted to do a belly band. Just for something just a little bit different. Now this is all crunched and wrinkled, but we could take this other side. Kind of like this section through here, this decorative bit in the middle. We've got some flowers, and then we've got just a bit of that text. So I'm going to take it wider than what I need, I think, or will I? Why would I do that? Maybe I don't need to. Okay, just trying to think the process through here. Right, so put that one back, and here we go. How do we fit there? Yeah, I think that's okay. We could decorate it up a bit more. But I think as a base for a belly band, I think that's perfectly fine. Because we're not going to put something too super thick or heavy in it. Because there's going to be, you know, there's 3 pockets and a belly band on this one piece. So we're not going to, you know, make it too thick and chunky by putting lots of thick things in it. And actually just a strip of washi down that might be quite nice. Oh, can I find... Oh, yes, I can see it. Can I grab it? I'm looking for my vintage ticket sort of style washi tape. I've got my hand on it. Can I get my hand out the box? Oh my gosh, I feel like a contortionist. And yes, and nothing fell down. At least not yet anyway. So how about if we put a bit of this down? Just down the middle. Which way's up? That way, I think. Or off to the side, maybe. Off to this side. Maybe off to this side, because then we get more of those flowers and that little image here. Right, I'm just gonna fold that around. Right, there we go. Just adds a little something to that. Okay, let's pop it on as a belly band. Just as something different. You know, I'm making this as a variation, like the one I saw on Instagram, but then adding my own variation by popping in a belly band. Because why not? I just felt like doing something a little different. There we go. So lots of neutrals going on. Lots of very subtle colour palette there. And writing on space on the back. So all we need to do is fill those various spots. How are we doing on time? We have got some time. Right. What have I got? Have I got any pre-made ephemera that would fit? Probably not. But there's no harm in looking. Get out my bin of bits and pieces. There's a journal card. It's a little, I mean, it does fit. Just wondering whether it's a little bit short. I think it goes fine in that back one because it goes only to the ear. Okay, so it's just a little floral journal card made with a book page base that's been painted, hand painted. Okay, so that's that one. We've got this one. Will this one fit in the front? Yes. Awesome. Right, so we need something for this little pocket. Can we find something? I'm thinking a tag, but it needs to be quite a short tag. Have I got a short tag? I'm sorry, you probably can't even see what I'm doing. Oh, here we go. Maybe one of these. Come on, and fingers and thumbs. Ah, like it was made for there, isn't it? Cool. Now, the belly band. Have we got something? I'm thinking that the belly band we might strike out on. We might need to make something. Because I want quite a small journal card. Too big. Those are big ones. Okay. No, can't see anything in there that's fitting the bill. Do have these little notebooks that I made on a video in a little mini file folder. Would one of those fit? No. Okay. So let's make a little journal card, and we've got this. Oh no, it's too crunchy. So what about this bit? Oh, what if we folded it over? Let's do that. Okay, so I'm not putting a journal card in. Well, not technically. I maybe. I don't know. Don't mind me, I'm just talking all sorts of nonsense here. I'm just going to fold this little strip of paper up that was cut off from this bit we put on the front here. And I think that's kind of lovely because it brings the outside in onto the inside. I think we'll have it that way up, and we're just going to leave it as a little flip up bit of journaling space. How about that? And it's nice and light. Just trim off that little bit there. Just give it an ink up, and you could further decorate it, you know, you could put something else on it, but I actually really like the digital as it is. Ink around the edges, all that lovely sort of crinkly edge from tearing on the ruler is quite nice. And then we're going to do the inside. Take off some of that white by inking around the edges. Just add a little bit of drama, a little bit of framing. Oops, and some ink smudges. It's all good. Feels like I need to re-ink my sponge, but it's okay, we'll get this done. It'll be fine. Right. Oops, no, don't drop it. Ooh. Dropping it wasn't part of the plan. Okay, and I like doing the center lines here. It kind of breaks it up. Like you could write over the whole thing, but you could also write 2 individual notes. Just, yeah, for me it just helps give some options when you're writing. Okay, and that, just simple, but nice and light, very thin, lightweight. And just tuck in behind our belly band there. Oh, I'm super happy with that. Now, probably want to put something on the front there, just as a little decoration. Just clearing my workspace here a little bit, just so I feel like I've got room. Label is obvious to me, that would look really nice. Whose label would I like to go for? I think something sort of in the similar vein, sort of vintagey. Now, do we want it straight up and down, or do we want it angled the same way as the... Oh, that's a hard decision. What would you do? Would you do it, because the direction's here, so would you do that there, or would you do it straight up and down like that? That looks a bit weird though, doesn't it? Maybe a different shape might help. Round, possibly an option, although your text would still need to decide which way your text wants to go. That's an option. I like this because it's wintergreen, and we've got this like pine needle sort of design on there. I quite like that actually, and I think I'm going to angle it with the page, because I think putting it up straight up and down to me just doesn't make my eye happy. It doesn't look right if I try and put it like this. No, it doesn't work for me. Okay, let's grab a bit more ink on my sponge and give it a... It's already got a border, but just darkening it up a little bit, taking away any white that I've left behind from my fussy cutting. It's a printable from Printables by Marty Joe, I think. Hang on, let me check that. I should know it. Yes, Printables by Marty Joe on Etsy. Do I want anything else? I don't think so. I think that is ample. Or we could put some more of this washi. Just let's put one of these tickets from the washi take off that little friction from the other ticket that's left on there. Yep, cool. There we go. I'm really happy with that. And I have to say, a lot of fun to make. They are quick, they are easy, and they're fun. And there we've got writing space on this journal card. We have writing space down on this pocket if you wanted to. I'm not going to decorate that up. I'm going to leave it as is because you could write on it. We have writing space on this sweet tag. We have writing space on this bit of paper that flips open and tucks under that belly band there. Oops, get it back in and under there. Then we've got writing space on the back of this journal card, and then we've got writing space on the back. So lots of writing space in that compact little unit, and really fun as a bit of happy mail as well. Like, wouldn't that make fun happy mail? Send it away to a pen pal or a journaler friend. So fun. And you don't have to do vintage, of course. Like, you could do bright and colourful, you could do whatever style you like. You could do boho, steampunk, you know, whatever. You decorate it to whatever you need or like. So there we go, guys. That's the project for today, and I think I've buried my other pockets. Where are they? There's one. Why did I bury them? Here we go. So here's so we've got the two that are glued together, and the traditional style. We've got our other flip open one, and then we've got the one that we just made. So you can clip it onto a page. I don't have a paper clip handy, or you could put it into like a pocket, as I was saying, or a belly band, or however you like to attach it, or send it in happy mail. Super fun, and I think looks really pretty. I don't know if you can see that, or when I flip it down. Is that better? You might not have even seen when I was flipping it open. I do apologise if that's the case. But there we go. Hope you enjoyed this project. I hope you give it a go. It's so much fun. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.